Hi guys, Squirrel here, back with some more Dovetail Games Flight School, and we have done all of the lessons over here, all 5 of them I think it was, yeah. 5 lessons here which went through takeoff, straight and level, climbs and descents, turn to headings and approach and landing. Today we're going to tackle the other lessons which are slightly more challenging I think, and we're probably going to learn some more stuff in this one. This is the Eagle Pilot School, so this is for the PPL, the Private Pilot's License. It says flying out of Prescott Municipal Airfield, Prescott, Arizona. So the scenery is going to look way different to lush green England, I imagine. Provides the aspiring pilots with all the tuition necessary to gain a private pilot's license. And there's some history about that. So we're going to be in the Piper. We're going to go for the first one here, which is lesson 1, the traffic pattern. For your first lesson, you'll be taking a flight around Prescott Airport. We'll be learning about traffic patterns. This is an important skill, as it teaches you how to navigate around a busy airport, ensuring you don't put yourself or others in danger. You can see the list of lessons here. So far the solo flight time is 21 minutes, so it's not actually counting. It's not counting the lessons. That's the interesting thing about this. So having done all of these lessons, I will then have to go away and do a lot of flying before I can get to take the test for the private pilot's license, which I think is, 5 hours for this one. I think the other one was perhaps 3 hours, I can't remember. Free flight mode, yeah. Interesting, so let's work our way through this, starting off with the traffic pattern.
Welcome to Ernest A. Love Field in Prescott, Arizona, home to the Eagle Pilot School.
Dramatic music, flyby aircraft, rubbish clouds.
Our location here offers fantastic flying weather, several runways, and a control tower, all surrounded by the wild beauty of the American Southwest. This is one of our Piper PA-28 Cherokees. It's an incredibly popular general aviation aircraft that's often used for training. The instrument panel is a bit dated compared to some modern class cockpits, but personally, I like the steam gauges. Ready?
Oh,
Let's get going. Let's start with a simple trip around the airport traffic pattern. I'll explain more while we taxi to the runway. Prescott ground, Cherokee 109er Sierra Hotel at Eagle, ready to taxi, remaining in pattern.
Cherokee 109er Sierra Hotel, Prescott ground, altimeter 29906. Runway 3 right at Foxtrot, intersection departure. Taxi via Foxtrot.
3 right at Foxtrot via Foxtrot. Cherokee 9er Sierra Hotel. Okay, it's your airplane. Taxi us along taxiway Foxtrot to the intersection with runway 3 right. Taxiway Foxtrot is straight ahead of us. Follow the yellow lines, then turn right.
Roger that.
The traffic pattern is a rectangular pattern around a runway that allows aircraft to take off and land in an orderly manner. The pattern is especially important at airports without control towers. Flying the pattern also makes it easy to configure the airplane in the same way every time, and make a stable approach to land.
So our altitude here is, what, 5,000 feet elevation? Blimey. Really?
Go straight across here.
Okay. Surely we're going to hold short at the runway, right? We can't just go straight on.
Stop here.
Oh, lucky I was predicting that.
Prescott Tower, Cherokee 109er Sierra Hotel is ready to go. Holding short runway 3 right at Foxtrot, remaining in the pattern.
Cherokee 109er Sierra Hotel, Prescott Tower. Right close traffic approved. Runway 3 right at Foxtrot, intersection departure, cleared for takeoff.
Right closed traffic approved, cleared for takeoff 3 right, 9er Sierra Hotel. Taxi to the right out onto the runway.
Okay.
Having second thoughts?
Not really.
Take off whenever you're ready. Okay, line up and give it full power.
Full power. Warp factor 9, Mr. Sulu.
The Cherokee rotates at 55 knots.
55 knots. What have we got? 40. Coming up for 50. 55, 60. Pull back. Come on, come on. Up you come. There we go.
Great. Now pitch to climb at 75 knots, which is the best climb speed in the Cherokee.
Okay, 75.
There's a slight crosswind from the left today. You'll need to turn left a few degrees to correct for wind drift and maintain the runway centerline.
Trying to trim it up to get to 75.
Climb straight out to 5,700 feet. That's 300 feet below the pattern altitude of 6,000 feet.
5,700. Okay.
You're slow. Lower the nose to climb at 75 knots.
Dude, I'm doing 80. I'm not slow. What are you talking about? I was actually overspeeding from what he said.
Okay, here comes 5,700 feet. Now make a turn 90 degrees right to a heading of 120 degrees.
120. 5,700. Are we supposed to hold at 5,700? 120. Wow, this thing wants to fight you on a turn. Good grief. Doesn't want to turn. Like, it just loves flying level.
Good. Keep climbing to 6,000 feet.
Okay. You could have told me that earlier.
Here's 6,000 feet. Level off and hold 90 knots.
Let's level off.
Once you reach pattern altitude, pause for just a moment, then turn downwind. Go ahead and turn right 90 degrees now. Fly heading 210.
Turning right heading 90. Sorry, 210 he said. So turn 90 degrees heading 210. Why do you not want to turn, Mr. Cherokee? What have you got against turning? I'm actually too high now.
Maintain 90 knots and 6,000 feet.
90?
Your goal is to fly a ground track parallel to the runway. You're a little high.
I am.
Maintain 6,000 feet.
I'm trying, pal.
Okay, downwind is a good time to do the pre-landing checks.
But then he just threw in a 90 miles per hour limit out of nowhere.
Belts are tight. Mixture is rich. Fuel pump is on. Landing gear is down and welded.
Leveling out 6k. Speed coming down. There we go.
Okay, you're abeam the touchdown zone, so start descending. Pull the throttle back to 1,500 RPM and lower the nose to initiate a descent.
1,500. I can only just see that down
One notch of
there.
flaps and the aircraft will slow to around 75 knots. Aim for a 500 foot per minute descent rate.
500 is
Now
about
start looking over your shoulder at the runway. We'll turn base when we're 45 degrees off our touchdown point.
Okay, 45 degrees off touchdown, got that.
Okay, here we are. Now make a right turn 90 degrees onto the base leg. Fly 300 degrees.
300, pitching up. I'm actually descending too quickly. I'm gonna put some throttle in.
Add one more notch of flaps and slow to 70.
One more notch, already doing
Now
70.
watch the runway. Try to time your turn to roll out onto the runway centerline.
Okay, doing 70, 300.
Keep this turn shallow since we're flying slow.
Okay. Coming around. I think we're too low, aren't we? See, look at my RPM.
Properly, you should roll out right on the center line at just the right altitude to continue a stable approach.
The guy lies about the throttle.
From here, it's just like a normal landing. In a tricycle gear airplane, you'll want to touch down on the main gear first, then let the nose wheel come down. When you think you've got the runway made, add the last notch of flaps. Slow to 65 knots on short final. Watch out, you're slow. Fly 65 knots until short final.
More throttles coming in because you're lying to me about RPM. I'm now doing 2,000 RPM. Wow, you've just got to not listen to this guy sometimes. slightly off centreline. I think he said there was a crosswind. I can definitely feel it now.
Here we are. Hold the throttle control back to idle and keep the nose up until the mains touch down.
Nope, I'm not doing what you say. I'm backing off, I'm not going idle. There we go.
Cherokee 9 Sierra Hotel, exit next taxiway.
Exit the runway to the right when you're able.
Okay. Where is the next taxiway exactly? Okay, the brakes on this thing are pretty much non-existent. Either that or I was just going way too quick trying to find a taxiway. There we go. Definitely a bit late on that bit.
Stop here.
Okay.
Very nice. You can do that on your own.
Yeah, I could do that on my own. In fact, I could do it better on my own because that guy tells porky pies, if I'm honest. That 1500 RPM is nonsense. That was quite challenging. I liked it. You know, I like that because it was. There's a lot to focus on, but just trying to focus on what he's saying you to do. And I kind of feel that if he was tell you things are coming before they come, it would make it a little bit easier. Like he just threw 90 miles per hour at me out of nowhere. He told me to climb to 5700 and then he told me to bank right, but he didn't say to me whether to stay at 5700 or to climb up to 6000. He only later said 6000. Particularly on the finals, you would expect there's a lot going on. Trying to maintain that 500 foot descent rate that he talked about whilst trying to do 1500, which is impossible in the RPM. I went up to 2000 at one point. But I kept my speed at 90 like he said. I made the turns at the right time. That aircraft, that Cherokee, or the Piper Alpha, referred to as a Cherokee, doesn't want to turn. It's unbelievably stable horizontally, and I had to fight the stick to make it turn onto where I wanted it to go. But other than that, I quite enjoyed it, and it was definitely more challenging. That's the end of that one. In the next video, I shall do the emergency landings. As ever, all of these lessons are linked in the video description, so please feel free to go and check them out. Until next time, happy flying!